Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You have the right to remain well entertained. Fast food workers, what is your sir? This is a Wendy's moment? Was a shift manager at a McDonald's in the middle of a mall. A guy walks up to the counter with several McDonald's bags of food. Guy, my wife came through your drive-thru and you messed up the order. Me, are you sure she came through our drive-thru? Guy, yes. She told me she came through the drive-thru, and when she got home she realized the order was wrong. Y'all need to give us our money back and give us the right food. Me, confused while looking around the mall. Me, did she drive through Sears or J.C. Penney to get here? Guy, looks around and finally realizes he's in the middle of a mall. Grabs the bags and huffs away. That was the single greatest amount of human stupidity I had experienced, until I joined Reddit. I work at a Chili's, and when I was hosting, old people would constantly come in and talk about how weird it was that we redecorated so suddenly and where did the salad bar go? They thought we were Sizzlers, which was 2 buildings away from us. Happened at least 4 times. I also work there and it amazes me that people make that mistake everywhere. I have people come in to pick up food and get incensed at the fact that we don't have their name on our list and we must have screwed up. Then I ask what is on their order and they rattle off food from the Outback, which is next door. They say nothing and walk out the door. Like I get making mistakes, but how do you miss a giant pepper on the side of the building expecting steaks with an Australian theme? First of all, duck you up for making me relive this. Now, working at McDonald's, every single day at the same time, 1600 hours, this old guy would come in and order his food. Most people knew that he wanted a special order, overcook the crap out of the patty. Started up right when he walked in. Anyway, that's not the problem, that was easy. The problem is this dude was forgetful as all hell, and would demand a ceramic plate to eat on every time. So that's when we would explain it to him. Dude, this is McDonald's, we don't have plates. And he'd usually be like, oh right. But, sometimes he would just rant about how we should have plates. I saw him absolutely flip the frick out, because a girl stepped outside the break room with a plate of food she brought from home. I knew you bastards had plates and could not convince him otherwise ever thereafter. Keep it in the break room is the moral of the story. Work at Panera. Guest calls in from car, several people in background, all giving orders for a pickup. First order is something simple, next order is an item we don't carry. A salmon dish of some kind. I know there are some regional Paneras that have or have had salmon. We are not one of them. So I let them know, hey, I'm sorry but we don't carry salmon. Maybe, and the person on the other end of the phone cuts me off and starts getting really aggressive. Yes you do. You do. They scream. But I don't. We don't. So then I'm like, hey, maybe you're thinking of another chain. We are very similar to, and I start to list off some other places, and they cut me off again screaming, I know you have ducking salmon. What the duck? I ate it just the other day. And at this point I'm just being honest with them and say, hey man, I don't really need this attitude. We don't have salmon. I can't make the dish for you. You have us confused with someone else. There's a long silence and finally someone, not the person who's been yelling, says, wait, this isn't insert some totally not Panera sounding place that I don't remember here? No. And then everyone in the car starts yelling at each other, and I hang up. Customer service is the worst. It wasn't me involved but I witnessed it. I worked at Burger King when I was a teenager. We are short-staffed one day, and the girl on the drive-thru was on break, so our manager stepped in to cover her. He was pretty old and didn't have the best hearing, so most customers were pulling around to the window to talk to him as he was struggling to hear through the headset. Anyway, this one guy rolls up to the window and shouts, I want a large Big Mac meal with a Coke please. Is that so damn hard? My manager very calmly says, my apologies sir, that won't be difficult. He leans out of the window and points down the road. There's a McDonald's about 3 miles in that direction. They'll be able to help. Have a nice day sir. Then he just closes the window and walks around the corner out of sight. I laughed so hard. Dude came to drive-thru. I open the window, sir, how can I help you? I'm owed checks. He replies calmly. Not sure I follow you. I say. I'm owed checks. He says again more impatiently. Right, I heard you but I don't know what you want me to do about it. You can pay with cash or card too. Dude gives me a weird look then says, oh this ain't the bank. And peels out away from the window. I'm a pharmacist. Worked at a Dairy Queen. Had a lady saunter in all frustrated, bag in hand. Whipped out her receipt and without giving me much context said, "There's sup to be a Baja Blast." I told her, "Ma'am, this is for Taco Bell." She quickly said my bad and sped out of the restaurant. I think she was making up a story and did it in the wrong store. Also, the number of people who asked, "Do you serve ice cream?" is way too frickin' high. Also, the number of people who asked, "Do you serve ice cream?" is way too effin' high. Wait, do you mean that you don't? Worked at a small roadside produce place. My boss had a few different stalls, so I was often left to run the stall myself. I remember this lady walked up. "Do you have any tomatoes?" "Sorry, we don't. But the place down the street has them." Then go there. But competitor has X is always my favorite, in any job ever. Why did you come here if there has it? Used to work at a sign shop. Well, I can get those same signs online for half that price. Okay, so order them? I'm not cutting my prices in half. Oh, is it because they take a week to ship and I can have them ready for your event tomorrow? I worked at a Wendy's. Had one guy try to order McNuggets over the speaker. When I asked what size they wanted, they got all defensive that I wouldn't call them McNuggets. Fine, I'll take a Whopper. A Dave's Double? Or Baconator? Needless to say, they screamed at me and zoomed off into the smog set. Worst year of my life. Back when I was in fast food, I had someone who wanted me to remove all the sesame seeds from the top of a bun. The answer was no. I used to work at Target and they hired a new girl, who had previously worked at Walmart, to work the fitting rooms, and by default the intercom system. A few days after she started, she was about to make an announcement over the intercom, and I guess habit took over because she started the announcement with "Attention Walmart shoppers." She realized her mistake and made a good recovery with "You are in the wrong store." She is a genius. That's the type of coworker that makes my life bearable. I worked at the concession stand at a movie theater in high school. This guy orders a popcorn and large Diet Pepsi. Comes back to the counter like 10 minutes later complaining that his soda is carbonated. I explained to him that all of our sodas are carbonated and he asks me if we had a microwave. We did, so he wants me go into the back and microwave his soda. He wants it warm but not too warm. Went to the back and had to pour the soda into 2 different cups because the original wouldn't fit into the microwave. Truly bizarre experience. I don't drink anything carbonated, but this is the first time I've heard that microwaving gets rid of the carbonated part. So is it just sugar water left? CO2 dissolves better when it's cold, so warming up a soda does make it go flat. Y'all wouldn't believe the amount of disappointed rich people who come to Panda Express and find out we aren't serving authentic Chinese food. Once a well-traveled rich woman came into Panda Express and stood at the buffet line for about 10 minutes, critiquing our mistakes and explaining how Chinese cuisine doesn't actually have fried wontons with cream cheese filling. "Ma'am, we just fry what came in the bag from a warehouse in California. This isn't how real Italians make pizza." Ma'am, you're at a freaking Chuck E. Cheese. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.